dehydrated. We need you. We need your voice. Yeah, go for it. Hello. Hey. I just wanted to remind everybody of something that we already know. But overturning Roe versus Wade is something that doesn't happen in a vacuum. These things don't happen alone. Amen. This will not be the last thing they take from us. Yes. And when I say us, I mean all of us. We the people. Yes. So whether you are standing here chanting, whether you are a woman or man, or whether you're a trooper on the steps, overturning Roe versus Wade will hurt us all. And it will not be the only thing that they do. So what I ask of everybody is after you leave here, stay pissed off and stay organized. They say no choice, we say pro-choice. 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 My body, my choice. 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 Hey, ho ho! Abortion bans have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! Abortion bans have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! Abortion bans have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! Abortion bans have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! Abortion bans have got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! Abortion bans have got to go. Hey hey! Hell no! Stick with Roe! 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 If there's anybody out there who would like to share their own personal stories as to why they're marching here today, perhaps who they're marching for, or what reason they have showed up at this State House today, please come up and share with all of us. I know for a fact that you will be inspiring to the masses. Please, anyone? This is cute. Yeah! So I went earlier, but enough people have shown up since then that I'll go ahead and do mine again. I was not cool enough to print it out. Alright, so 4 years ago in September was my abortion, and when I say my abortion saved my life, I mean it with every ounce of my being. I had been with this man 3 weeks before he manipulated me into allowing him to remove my IUD himself and get me pregnant. I went to my first appointment alone, and they told me my due date was April 27th. When I went home that night, the doors were locked, his phone was off, and he was gone. He told me he was giving up his daughter he had already. I had no clothes, I had no medication, I had absolutely nothing with the clothes I wore to work that day. As the day progressed, I discovered he'd been using our money on drugs, he lied about his job, and I got a call that he was under investigation by a local sheriff's department for stealing thousands of dollars worth of electronics from a former job. The second everything came together, I started researching my options. If he treated me this way now at 7 weeks pregnant with his child, how would he treat me going forward? How would he treat that child going forward? Regardless of if I could do it or not, I had the support system to do it, it, but I knew in my heart that it was the best choice to not. Keeping that baby would have meant guaranteed suffering for that child and for me. As a mother, your job is to protect your child, and I think someone who chooses to protect their child from hurt and harm and just an awful, terrible life is the ultimate mother. No matter what I felt, it saved their life as well. I had a medication abortion at Founders here in Columbus when they were open, and not one single time did he ask me what I was going to do. I remember him telling me if we had this child, he would make sure that he took it from me and I never saw it again if something happened. I refuse to be a prisoner for the rest of my life. There has not been a single day I regretted my abortion. I've been sad, sure, but that day I chose myself. I chose my well-being and my mental safety. I have a very Catholic extended family, and I learned very quickly that they valued the life of that clump of cells more than they valued what I would become in my life, even though they watched me grow up. I am more than a uterus used to create more humans.
Yeah.
People are so pro-life, but when will they care about my life? Our lives! The lives of our friends, family, brothers, sisters, sons, daughters. It's no surprise that Ohio is willing to put our lives at risk to be baby-making machines. We cannot let these god-awful reps and congressmen get elected again. We have to donate to clinics, abortion funds, and we have to elect pro-abortion congressmen. It'll be a cold day in hell when I stop helping people access abortions and tell old-ass white men what I can or cannot do with my life. I will do nothing to help people who need assistance obtaining abortions and reproductive care. No one should ever feel the way I felt during that time. When we started this organization, I never could have dreamed this is what it would turn into. Thank you for being here, for reminding me that we're not alone. You are appreciated, you are valid, you are adored. We have a long road ahead of us, but in my heart, I know we can do this together.
So, my name's Jess. I use they, them pronouns. I am non-binary. This is not just a women's issue. Yeah! 4 years ago in January, I did have an abortion. It was my choice. I was 8 weeks along. My partner, who I am still with, was very supportive at the time, which I am so insanely thankful for. He is the reason I am still here today. And if I had gone through with my pregnancy, I don't think I would still be here today. And I'm so glad that there are so many people here who are willing to fight for people like me and like yourselves. And this should not be an issue. And it needs to be stopped now before it's too late.
So, I'm not sure how many people are from Columbus, but I'm actually from Toledo. So, I'm going to start kind of dark. I'm not sure how many people are here exactly. I can guarantee you at least 50% of the women here have been sexually assaulted. That including myself. Unfortunately, it happens to more women than not. That is extremely common, whether it's incest, whether it's a friend at a party, whether you got drugs, regardless, it happens. children. It's about money and not doing paperwork. Protect yourself. This is not just for women. This is for everyone with the uterus.
This is a reminder you don't need a sad story for an abortion. It's as simple as I don't want to be pregnant. That is it.
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, so I feel like so often we talk about personal stories related to why you should care. But it's so often that we don't talk about how abortion is essential to family planning. 60% of people who have had abortions are mothers, are parents, whether or not they can't afford it or they're in a unhealthy living situation, it doesn't matter. But when it comes to our ability to plan for our future, me and my husband, we want a family. But had that conversation happened 5 years ago, we would have been in a much different situation because we weren't ready financially. And that would not have given our child the right opportunities that they deserve. So this is not a me issue. It's not about I went through this. It's not about my sister went through this. It's about we all deserve the right to choose for ourselves. Whatever that choice may be, it's valid. It's your choice. It's your business. It's not anybody else's business but yours. And you don't have to share that with anybody if you don't want to. And you shouldn't have to be investigated for taking care of yourself, your life, your body. It's nobody's business but yours. Anybody else?
Who else?
Come on.
You want to? Okay. You go ahead. Yep. You'll be up next.
My name is Sophia. I go by they, them pronouns. I have to take birth control to live. I have cysts on my ovaries, and this is going to affect a lot of people, not just because of abortion, but because of just living. I also need it to stop my periods so I don't have dysphoria. So I'm not living every day in a constant waking fear that I'm going to have a baby and then I'm not going to be able to live anymore. This is a constant fear a lot of people, including other trans people, deal with.
Amen. Amen.
And a lot of people see us as property, want to take advantage of us because of who we are. And it's not. And we need to elect the people who will actually care about our bodies.
Thank you. Nope, you're good. Just go ahead and talk.
So, like Betty said, I don't have a personal experience, but I'm an environmentalist, and this earth is dying. So it's burning. People can't even feed their children in America. This is America. And we can't even feed our children here. The earth is on fire, so let's add more babies to it, guys. Let's do it. Hi. This is not just a woman's issue. This is human rights issue. Anyone with a uterus, doesn't matter who you are, what you are, people with uterus, this is your issue. The moment that they take away our right to choose, the consequences, any father can walk away from a woman pregnant, but they are punishing people with uterus getting pregnant. Birth should not be a
we've been here talking a lot about keeping women's rights, keeping the choice for a woman. I kind of want to bring how this is going to affect men into it. Do you guys want to raise your babies alone? Because the maternal mortality rate is climbing. You realize that if women become deceased because of these laws, you're doing it on your own. Yep. You got to figure out how to handle this. And I can't be the only person who had a very, very pro-life boyfriend at one point who specifically turned to me when I had a scare and goes, can you just get an abortion so I don't have to tell my mom you had sex? Anybody else have something like that going on in their lives? They know exactly what I'm talking about. The people who don't vote, like their lives depend on it, it's going to affect them too. And they need to start voting like it.
So I just wanted to bring something up because this is, like we've been saying, an everyone issue, right? This isn't just for those who have uterine lining and, those who have penises or those who have it all, who knows? But what this really is about is it's really about the individual person's human purpose. You are tasked on this time on Earth to find who you are, what you want, what is the best for you. This is not something that's up to debate for others. So when it comes down to your entire life inside your uterus, that you have to decide if that's your purpose. And if you don't think that's your purpose, that's okay. That's okay. There are so many people on this planet whose purpose is to be a mother, who is to be parents, and they probably are going to do amazing at that. And that might be you. But if that's not you right now, that's your prerogative. No one else's. Remember that when you threaten to take people's access to health care and abortion away, you threaten to take their purpose out from under them. And that's not a good country. That's not good laws. That's not good citizenry. And that's not what we want for our future.
Hi. I wanted to share something that I found on Instagram from Dr. Natalie Crawford. She says, why are IVF and abortion tightly linked? IVF came into existence in a Roe world. Roe has been around for almost 10 years before the first IVF baby. Roe allowed IVF, and maybe you've never thought of this. When we protect reproductive rights, we inherently say that embryos are not autonomous and can't exist independently. This means that we don't grant embryos rights. This means I am allowed to utilize reproductive technology to help people get pregnant. She continues, as soon as it'll let me swipe. Because I can fertilize eggs, freeze embryos, test embryos, transfer and discard embryos, this is essential for safe, accessible, and effective IVF care. IVF is a tool that allows many babies to be born. We can use IVF to treat infertility, but we also have to think about fertility preservation, cancer, genetic diseases, need for gestational carriers, egg donation, recurrent miscarriage, and more. So many people have used IVF to have a child. And the fear is that if Roe is overturned, then states will individually decide on their stance in matter, and personhood bills will threaten this, and then we are limited in the technology mentioned before. And for reference, in the body, fertilization occurs in the fallopian tube, and the embryo has to travel in the uterus for the next 5 days, then it implants, before you can have a positive pregnancy test. Each day we talk to people who have their own personal beliefs about IVF, and we talk about changes we can make to the process for your goals. Everyone feels different, and that's okay. They can limit fertilization or transfer of embryos if you don't believe in doing that. But what happens if they overturn Roe versus Wade? Can they force you to give birth to all embryos? So a lot of important issues to think about with regard to IVF, and thanks for letting me share that.
You should not be punished for having sex by having to have a pregnancy.
Yeah.
Sex is beautiful, just because you have sex, you should be able to get an abortion. Like, if you don't want that baby, if you just want to have sex for the fun of it, you don't need to continue a pregnancy that comes from it at all. And the fact that they're trying to make us have to do that, and it comes down to punishment for us, not the people who get us pregnant. But that's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. We should not have to fight and yell and scream and protest. It's ridiculous. When are we? What year is this? Like, who are we kidding? Why do they not care about us? It's dumb. And I'm frustrated and I'm irritated and I just want to yell at the world because this is bullshit. It's bullshit. And it needs to stop. They need to see that we are people. We are people. Our bodies are ours. They are not there to control at all. They need to fucking stop. I'm tired of bullshit.
Anybody else? There we
I was 7 years old in 1973. I had the privilege of growing up and raising 4 children in a world where I had the choice because of Roe versus Wade. I had the choice with my first pregnancy, unwed, whether to have that child or not. I am stunned that in 2022, I am standing here right now debating this issue. This is a government overreach issue. They have no business reaching into anyone's uterus. I love my 4 children. I am proud that I raised them in a country where I thought they could be independent with choices. That includes my sons, my daughters, my daughter-in-laws, my son-in-law. I cannot believe that this is an issue that we are standing here discussing. The government has overreached. We elected them in. It's time to elect them out. Anybody else?
We're done it momentarily.
Yours.
Yeah, I see some. There we go.
Hi. To threaten Roe versus Wade is to threaten trans rights, it threatens gay rights and gay marriage, and it threatens democracy. You must use your voice as your vote and vote these people out. It is imperative that we get rid of the belief that to not want to be a mom is selfish. Motherhood is being pushed on us and it is fucking cruel. My body, my choice.
My first time doing something like this, but I feel it's important to remind everyone that we need to uplift Black women's voices more than ever, considering they have a 2 to 3 times higher mortality rate. They are not in hospitals. Doctors do not listen to them. They do not listen to any woman's pain. They think we are overdramatic and that we are making it up, but we are not. We need to uplift every woman's voice. Black, brown, indigenous, every person matters. Even if you are not identifying as a woman, every non-binary, every trans person, every man, every person with a uterus, you deserve to be heard. You do not deserve to suffer through any of this injustice. We love you, we see you, we support you, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Hi, I'm Christy. How you doing today? I'm here to talk about how lucky we are in the United States compared to the rest of the world, but we have a long way to go. There are ladies that are 11 and 12 years old in other countries who are expected to just get married and have babies. It's not her body to choose who she wants to be with or how she wants to live. That's the way it is.
But I'm here to tell you about the good old United States not being that pretty. Down in Lower Fairfield County, in the mid-'80s, there were 3 out of 6 cheerleaders that got pregnant before the age of 16. And they were expected to carry the babies. And in my family, there was an abortion. My family felt she shouldn't have to be with a man who would beat her and who was grown. And it's because my family believes our body is our own, and women need to be stronger, bolder, wiser to make good choices so that they can be good moms, good partners. Any other way is bullshit. That's it.
Okay, y'all, I got a story. It's gonna take a few minutes to get to my point, but bear with me. 2010, I go to my doctor. I ask for birth control. She advises against hormonal birth control for mental health reasons, and also tells me because I have never given birth to a child that I can't have an IUD. So I relied on barrier birth control for my early 20s. So of course I got fucking pregnant. It was barrier birth control. Well, 5 years before 2010, 2005, they had lifted the restrictions on IUDs being placed on women who had never given birth before. So as a result of the miseducation from my doctor, I got pregnant. So the system of misogyny doesn't research women's bodies adequately, miseducates us, then we get pregnant, they don't want to give us the fucking choice to abort after they miseducated me for the entirety of my early 20s. Not until I was about 25 did someone tell me, you can get an IUD, do you know that? They told me that when I had my second abortion. I was astounded. I've been, and so the point is that they want to miseducate us and then take away our right when we experience consequences due to the system of misogyny that they put in fucking place.
Well, that will do it for me. Thank you guys for thank you for watching. Support RealProgressives.org, and I look forward to see you guys at a different stream. Peace out for now.
North Korea has that. 32 out of 33 modern industrialized countries have that. How are you going to pay for it? We're going to be like North Korea. We'll have to borrow the money from China. Where are you going to find the money?